folks, Comics Gatekeeper here, and I thought, since I got a reprint of the first 10 issues of the original X-Men run, that I'd review the first issue and see how that goes. I don't want to burn out on Preacher, though Preacher's definitely still a thing I'm doing. Yes. Yes, in other news, the comic book is going to be launching in 3 weeks on Indiegogo. So the sequel to Creeker and Chris Must Be Destroyed, Creeker and Chris Taking the Piss, is going to be launching. So yeah, the original plan was to have 5 full complete pages, and now that is the case. So we have 5 full colour pages. I've removed the dialogue so as not to have any spoilers, and yeah, that should be sufficient, hopefully, to snare people in my comic book trap. So, yeah, anyway, let's get on with X-Men, number 1. And of course, they're fighting Magneto. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's swinging into action. Angel doesn't have a bazooka. He doesn't really have a lot of offensive weapons other than, like, dodging and weaving. I think he can, like, knock people on their asses when he like swoops his wings around and like creates a wind. Iceman still looked like a snowman at this point for the first several issues. Jean was the person that was the POV character. She joins the X-Men, and by the Professor introducing her to everyone and explaining what's going on, he also introduces it obviously to the reader. This can kind of be a double-edged sword in writing terms, because it can be like a cheap way of explaining a lot of stuff quickly, and it can also be fucking awful. It can be so bad you think that they might as well be looking directly at the reader when they're saying it. I seem to remember a really terrible soap opera called El Dorado. It was set in Spain, and it was like what British people who'd moved to Spain were up to. They lived at a resort, and drama ensued. But the first episode was fucking appalling, and it had some old fella and his trophy wife wandering around the neighbourhood just introducing people. Hello there, Tom. Hello there, Bob. And he said, oh, he runs the local shop, and it was just the worst, most cringy thing you'd ever seen. But yes, so like I said, it's a double-edged sword with regards to introducing a new character, so you can also introduce the viewer to the concept. But anyway, let's get on with the pages. Here we are. To me, my X-Men. Who put him in that chair? I know it's a weird thing, but wouldn't it just be easier to like sit in the wheelchair? I honestly don't know. Did somebody have to lift him out again? Who changes his colostomy bag? Or his catheter? What? Anyway, let's not dwell on this kind of shit, because that's a dark hole I do not want to go down. Anyway, it's amazing that there's room for Angel to fly about the place inside a mansion. And now they're just being suck-ups. Ooh, do you want me to change your blanket? Make sure he doesn't catch a chill. Shall I adjust your chair? What a bunch of cunts. Well, and now they're fighting. Iceman's giving Beast the cold touch, and now Angel's getting involved. Professor X is going to just tell him to shut the fuck up at some point. Cyclops isn't getting involved, of course, because he's the mature one. Well, now they're doing their tests. Don't know if it's actually been referred to as the danger room yet. Let me check. Training machine. Yeah. So there we go. Lots of training. Blah de blah. Oh, now we've got. Yeah. I imagine there's like a 50 to 100 X-Men that didn't make the grade and got murdered by all these machines. And Professor X just keeps them in the back garden, like under a tree. The X-Men that weren't quite tough enough to get through my murder, death, kill traps. I think Professor X might be a cunt. Yeah, anyway. What is he doing? Pretending to be a snowman. Yeah, Bobby Drake is the youngest of the X-Men, so he's a bit more immature in this one. No, they're just randomly throwing shit at you. A bowling ball. Who's catching it? Careful, you clowns, you almost hit the professor. No, Cyclops is just going to fucking murderize them. Alright, that's it now. He calls it his power beam in the first several issues, not his, what's his name? Optic blast. I mean, it runs out a lot easier. In the comics I've read, he's never had an issue with like sustaining the beam or like running out of power, but in this one he definitely does. It becomes an issue, I suppose, because it's a bit of a game changer. He's always been quite overpowered. Let's see. Yeah, Professor X is telling him to stop fucking around. You may be interested to learn that this very moment I sense a taxi approaching. Within that vehicle is a new pupil, a most attractive young lady. She's one fine redhead piece of ass. Wow. Of all the things that jarred the most when I read this book, their attitude towards women and stuff was really disturbing. They all look, wow, look at that redhead, the face and the rest of her. Wow, her tits are amazing. But yeah, they argue over who she's going to be with. What? Wow. I think we're a little bit more subtle now, I hope. Here she is. What kind of school is this? To me, my X-Men. You will now be known as Marvel Girl. Wow, is that her stripper name? Yeah, no, they're all sleazing on her really badly. Yep, they're all over her. That's just nasty. Now she proves she's telekinetic. She moves the chair out of the way, reads the book, shows off a bit. Then lots of exposition. Beast just randomly tries to steal a kiss because you didn't get put in prison for that shit back in the day. For the love of Pete. My dad used to say that. Wow. He was a teenager in the 60s. He probably read this. Let's see. And now she's spinning him around. Good. That'll learn you. For being a fucking sex pest, Mr. McCoy. Let's see. What have we got? Oh yeah, he's explaining that they're the good mutants and they have to save the world from the evil mutants. Those that want to dominate mankind. Oh, Magneto's up to some goddamn gangster shit, I imagine. Wow. Yeah, missiles kind of still look like a V2 back then. Well, I suppose they stole the scientists, they stole the technology. I suppose that makes sense. Now he's used his magnetic powers to make the missile test fail. And it's the 6th launch to fail. And now he's made the machine gun turn on people. Has that bloke just been shot? Run for cover, it's out of control. I've been shot in the side. And a tank. Surrender the base or I'll take it by force. Magneto. That's quite theatrical, but why don't you just take the base anyway and not give them an advance warning? Oh, something else I've noticed. Magneto has his own version of like Cerebro to enhance his powers. He's got like a magnetic energizer type thing to make his powers like work over great distances. Look, that's definitely a thing they should have kept. But yeah, he uses it a few times in the early ones. So he can be nowhere near and he can like cause missiles to launch and shit like that. Ah, now it is. The gun won't fire because the trigger's locked. What's he going to do now, bitches? Now he's going to repulse them all. Oh, now he's keeping them in. Yeah, help, save us. Whoever designed this costume should have given Christian Dior a run for his money. Now if you look very carefully, here in the first panel, you can see 3 of the male X-Men are perving on her in her new costume. Wowee, she looks like she was poured into that uniform. Honestly, you again, can't a girl get any privacy around here? We just wanted to see your tits. No. Attention X-Men, this is the Professor. Report to my study immediately. You have 15 seconds, no excuses. Wow, the professor's fucking harsh in this one. I will implant a memory of a lifetime of torture if you don't turn up in 15 seconds. Well, yeah, he really is a bit of a fucking bastard. Now then, get your uniforms on. Iceman's got to get his gay little booties on. Orion straps up his wings so he can appear to be human. And then the X-Men turn up. We're having enough trouble with one guy in a cornball costume. Who or what are the X-Men? There's no time to explain. I fully request that you hold your fire for 15 minutes while me and my partners go into action. Alright, we've got nothing to lose. You won't regret it, sir. X-Men, attack! Here we go. He's using his psychic... It's not psychic beam. That's a power beam, he'll called it. Yeah. You can actually do that to a magnetic field, apparently. You get enough particles, like solar wind or something, you can actually strip away a planet's magnetic field. So I'm told. Anyway. Oh God, his head's glowing. I'm glad they didn't keep that thing. That's maximum power! Is that what Deadpool said? No, maximum effort is what he says. They fired interceptor missiles at them. Beast is going to dodge them. Angel's going to... What? Oh, they're all after him because he's an air target. And then, yeah, Iceman can throw those things and then they freeze whatever they touch. Ice grenades. And there's one left. Can't keep dodging it much longer. Fortunately, Beast is able to catch a fucking missile in his feet. That seems a little unlikely, but okay. I know, Jean. Jean should have been doing that all along. She's got the telekinetic power. She could have stopped him easy. Angel's been covered in junk by Magneto. Don't worry, because Cyclops will blast him out of it. Now he's going to push rocket fuel into them. Die, you mutant scum. Without them, nothing remains to interfere with my plan. Ha ha ha! What have we got? The heat is so intense, even I cannot get close. The beam from within the ground, what does that mean? It means you're finished, Magneto. Cyclops created... Oh, he blasted under the ground. That was quick. I suppose it makes sense. You haven't defeated me yet. I can still escape. Ooh, flying. He's fucked off. Your base is operational again, General. Magneto is gone. That's uncanny. And your 15 minutes aren't even up yet. Wait, uncanny. X-Men. Okay, hang on. Call yourselves the X-Men. I will not ask you to reveal your true identities, but I promise you that before this day is over, the name X-Men will be the most honoured in my command. Thank you, sir, and should America's security ever be threatened again, the X-Men will be back. Well done, my students. You have justified all our long hours of training, all our sacrifices, all our dreams. Now return to me, my X-Men. You have just finished the most unusual tale in the annals of modern magazines, but the best is yet to come. For fantasy at its greatest, don't miss the issue 2 of X-Men, the strangest superheroes of them all. That's nice. Yeah, it's a strange thing that sometimes I get more enjoyment out of like these kind of books than I do some of the modern ones. I'm not just talking about the fact that it's been an SJW shit show for the past like 4 or 5 years. I'm talking about like I enjoy these books a lot more than it's like 80s comics. Yeah, for me that was a bit of a dark hole because whenever I've read stuff from that era, I've always detested it. I imagine there are exceptions, but yeah, I didn't start reading DC books until 1999, and I stopped reading Marvel because I fucking hated Todd McFarlane's art. But yeah, this was good. I do actually have reprints of the first like 20 Batman comics as well, and they're really entertaining. They're what's the word? They're not very deep, but they are exactly as they are meant to be. A fun, adventurous read. We definitely need more fun, adventurous reads. Like Creeker on Chris. Okay, enough with the shameless plugging. Right, take care, folks. Later.